From fried tarantulas to fermented fish, the world is full of strange and bizarre foods that will make you either curious or downright squeamish. If you think your taste buds have tried it all, get ready to dive into the weird and wonderful world of bizarre delicacies people actually eat around the globe. Buckle up, because you won't believe some of these dishes. Let's jump into the top 10 most bizarre foods that people actually eat. Starting off our list at number 10, we head to Cambodia for a dish that'll send shivers down the spine of arachnophobes: fried tarantulas. Yes, you heard that right. In Cambodia, deep-fried tarantulas are a popular street food snack. This delicacy gained popularity during the Khmer Rouge regime, when food was scarce and people turned to eating insects for survival. These large, crunchy spiders are seasoned with salt, sugar, and garlic before being fried to a crisp. Some say they taste like a mix between chicken and fish. And believe it or not, tarantulas are considered a protein-packed treat in Cambodia. Would you dare to take a bite? Coming in at number 9, we travel to Iceland for a dish that's notorious for its strong, pungent smell: h-carl. H-carl is fermented shark meat, traditionally made from the Greenland shark. The process of making h-carl is not for the faint of heart. The shark meat is buried underground to ferment for months and then hung to dry for a few more. The result? A dish with a very strong ammonia smell that has been described as eating rotten fish soaked in cleaning supplies. Despite its strong taste, h-carl is a traditional Icelandic food and is often enjoyed during festivals like Orable tea. Adventurous eaters who can get past the smell might find themselves enjoying this historic dish, but it's definitely not for everyone. Next up at number 8 is a dish that's not just bizarre, but might also test your courage: balut. Popular in the Philippines, balut is a fertilized duck egg that's boiled and eaten straight from the shell. What makes it unusual? Inside the egg is a partially developed duck embryo. Balut is typically served with a sprinkle of salt and vinegar and is eaten as both a street food snack and a source of protein. Many locals consider it a delicacy, and it's said to be rich in flavor, with a mix of textures from the broth, yolk, and the tiny duckling. It's definitely a unique dish that you'll either love or want to avoid altogether. At number 7, we take a trip to Sardinia, Italy, for one of the world's most infamous cheeses, casamazzo. What makes this cheese so unusual? It's literally crawling with live maggots. Casamazzo is a traditional Sardinian cheese made from sheep's milk, and it's left to ferment until maggots begin to grow inside it. The maggots help break down the fats in the cheese, creating a soft, spreadable texture. The flavor is described as intense and slightly spicy, but eating it comes with a warning: you have to eat it while the maggots are still alive. This cheese is so controversial that it's actually illegal in many countries, but it remains a sought-after delicacy for those brave enough to try it. At number 6, we're off to Mexico to try something a little creepy crawly: escamoles, also known as insect caviar. Escamoles are the larvae of giant black ants, harvested from the roots of agave plants. This dish has been eaten in Mexico for centuries, dating back to the time of the Aztecs. Often served stewed with butter, garlic, and spices, escamoles have a nutty, buttery flavor and are often described as having a texture similar to cottage cheese. Though the idea of eating ant larvae might sound strange, escamoles are considered a delicacy and are commonly served in upscale restaurants across Mexico. Halfway through our list at number 5, we have a dish that's as fresh as it gets: sanuki from South Korea. Sanuki is live octopus, typically served raw with sesame oil and a sprinkle of sesame seeds. The catch? It's still wriggling on the plate when it's served. Diners have to chew carefully to avoid getting the suction cups of the tentacles stuck in their throat. Sanuki is beloved in South Korea for its fresh taste and the unique experience of eating something still moving. It's a popular dish in seafood markets, but eating it takes some serious bravery and strong chewing muscles. At number 4, we head to Sweden for a food that's famous for its overwhelmingly strong smell: surströmming. Surströmming is fermented Baltic herring, and it's one of the smelliest foods in the world. The fish is fermented in barrels for months, then canned, and the result is a pungent, sour, and salty fish that's usually eaten outdoors to avoid the smell lingering indoors. Traditionally, surströmming is served with flatbread, potatoes, and onions. While some love the strong, tangy flavor, others can't get past the smell. There's even a challenge online where people film themselves opening a can of surströmming and trying to eat it without gagging. At number 3, we take a trip to the Canadian wilderness for a truly unusual dish: Gelid moose nose. This traditional Canadian delicacy is exactly what it sounds like: moose nose, cooked and preserved in a gelatinous broth. To prepare it, the moose nose is boiled to remove the hair, then simmered until tender and set in a gelatin. It's considered a prized dish in northern Canada, especially in Indigenous communities. While the texture may be off-putting to some, it's said to have a rich, gamey flavor. It's one of those dishes that's deeply rooted in tradition but definitely qualifies as bizarre. At number 2, we head to China for a dish that might look like it's hundreds of years old but isn't: the century egg. Also known as preserved egg or 100-year egg, this dish is made by preserving duck, chicken, or quail eggs in a mixture of clay, ash, and salt for several weeks to several months. The result is an egg with a dark, jelly-like yolk and a translucent, amber-colored white. While the appearance may seem unusual, century eggs have a strong, salty flavor that's beloved in Chinese cuisine. They're often served with rice or congee and are considered a delicacy in many regions. And finally, at number 1, we have a dish that's not just bizarre, it's potentially deadly: fugu or pufferfish from Japan. Fugu is a highly poisonous fish that must be prepared by licensed chefs, as its organs contain tetrodotoxin, a toxin that's 1,200 times more deadly than cyanide. Despite the risk, fugu is considered a delicacy in Japan and is often served as sashimi. The thrill of eating fugu comes from knowing that even the tiniest mistake in preparation could be fatal, making it one of the most daring and bizarre foods you can eat. Would you risk it? And there you have it, 10 of the most bizarre foods people actually eat around the world. From maggot-infested cheese to dangerous pufferfish, these dishes are not only unique, but steeped in culture and tradition. Which of these would you try or avoid? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more wild and weird content from Top 10 Horizons. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.